Hello friends, how are you all doing? It's late night now and I thought I'll come on and I'll speak about the solar eclipse and the processing that I have been doing, the karmic processing. So today I want to talk about identity, which is the sun in astrology, which symbolizes the sun, self-identity. And I want to talk about Mercury, which is analysis and decision making. Because in order to make any decision, for example crossing the road, you have to analyze how many vehicles are coming from one side, how many vehicles are coming from the other side, the speed of the vehicles and your walking speed or running speed, whatever. So decision making requires an analysis process which is really grounded and focused. So you need that kind of a logical, grounded, focused thinking. It's kind of like mathematics. 1 + 1 is 2, that kind of a thing. Basically hard logic. So we star seeds and people who are spiritual, or let's say who come from the higher dimensions, they don't function from the 3D logic. Okay, that is something that we need to learn. When we acclimate to 3D, we learn that. Okay, so naturally our Mercury is kind of weak. That is the reason I'm a little bit short. If you've been using your intelligence to manipulate people, then what happens is your height reduces. So in your next life you are born short. Okay, so that is basically Mercury karma, which is using your intelligence to manipulate others in a wrong way, like towards wrong goals. And recently I've met people like that who do that, and they are short also. And previously also I know a few people, acquaintances, who have that trait of manipulating and using manipulation in a negative way, and they are short. I've seen that. So because Mercury is Buddh, and when Mercury is bad in your chart, you get that kind of a problem, height issues. So yeah, these people are very intelligent, they're highly manipulative, but they use their intelligence in a negative way to basically cloud somebody else's right analysis, right judgment. Okay, so let's come back to the topic of identity. Identity is everything. As star seeds, we are very compassionate. We give people chances. We think that, yes, maybe people change sometimes, and we have more of a allowing attitude, which kind of wastes our time basically and puts us at more at risk as negative experiences. But we are always divinely guided. But when discussing identity, I feel as though people reject your identity if it doesn't match with theirs, consciously and subconsciously also, and sometimes it is pretty unconscious decisions also. It's like on a subconscious level, people figure out what your identity is, and if it is different from theirs, they will just reject you, and they will manipulate and show you like, yeah, I like you, I'm supporting you, but actually they're not supporting you. That is because of identity differences, and it can be done consciously, it can be done subconsciously also. It's like, how speciesism exists. Like a zebra cannot fit into a monkey's group, okay, or a monkey cannot fit into a zebra's group. So that is, in short, in very basic, what identity is. But I was thinking, since Sun was in Scorpio and just today it has moved into Sagittarius, identity is such a very important aspect of decision making, because when we invest our time, energy, money, resources, whatever that we have and that we are, we always invest in like identities. For example, we will have friends who are like us, we will have professional relationships that closely resonate with us, we will go to groups that are like us, we will follow pages that have the similar interest. But when you are carrying ancestral karma or collective karma or personal childhood karma, wherein your identity was not validated, your identity was not seen, it creates a damage in your unconscious mind, wherein you tend to grow up with those patterns where you kind of tend to ignore your identity, and so you don't make decisions that are aligned with your identity. You don't choose people, you don't choose relationships that are aligned with your identity. So the karmic patterns continues. So for me, this was the karmic pattern that had to be cleared during this time. And I met people who helped me clear this karmic pattern, and I was able to see it more clearly. Not that I didn't know my identity, I knew my identity very well, I know my identity very well, but it was a bit difficult to discern the other person's identity. Because some people, it's hard to discern who they are, and it takes a while. Because they don't come up full in front of you. They don't show the entirety of who they are. And we keep giving people chances, we keep trusting them. But seriously, this is an imbalance in your solar plexus, because if you don't honor your identity, if you don't honor your boundaries, then obviously that is the kind of people you will attract. So I don't blame anybody else if I tend to have a negative experience with someone. I own full self-responsibility for it. Because it was my decision. But the whole point is, when the eclipse occurs, you can't make the right decisions, especially since Mercury is still in Scorpio, and tomorrow is 17 December, so it will be moving out of Scorpio. So from tomorrow onwards, people will be kind of making the right decisions. So when Sun is in Scorpio and Mercury is in Scorpio, it's like your intellect is veiled. It's difficult for you to make the right decisions. Especially if you're carrying ancestral karma, it's difficult for you to make the right decisions. But the test that I faced in these 2 days, it was everywhere. It was everywhere in the community. Don't take major decisions. Don't take major decisions. But I was caught up in a situation where, there was a police case involved, and my neighbor was basically attacking me, disturbing me, and not letting me work on my life purpose, because he's pretty unconscious. He drinks and that kind of stuff. So what the matrix does is, the matrix catches this type of unconscious people and tries to use them against you, because obviously they are working through the reptilian energy. It controls their unconscious mind. So on a conscious level, they are thinking that yes, I'm fighting with you, but actually they're not doing it through their own will. It's basically kind of a manipulation that is occurring behind the scenes via the negative entities. So especially people who drink and all, they have a lot of entity attachments. So I had one such neighbor, and I was caught up in this police case, and it was a situation where I had to take a decision, and I had to take a decision fast. And which is the planet that helps you take quick decisions? It's Mr. Mercury. It's Mr. Mercury. Now Mercury was in Scorpio. That means what? I don't have the decision making power. But the thing is, I don't operate off of my ancestral karma, and so the planetary effect doesn't affect me. So the karma came out, that situation came out where it was extremely difficult for me to make the right decision, because everything happened so fast and last minute, and I was in a place where I had to take quick decisions, and I was all alone, apparently, as other people would like to think, but not really, because my team of guides are always with me, and I literally hear them in my head, and they tell me, watch out about this person. They tell me, they're literal guidance. I hear them. So nobody can ditch me, nobody can fuck with me. When you have someone over your shoulder telling you that, okay, this person is ditching you, and you hear it in your head like words, I mean, that's a lot, What else would you want to navigate life? So all this Mercury, retrograde and all, they don't have effect on me. They just are bringing in people who are helping me clear out the prarabdha karma. Because some karma you can clear through spiritual practices, but some you just can't, which is called a prarabdha. So basically, it has to play out. An example of prarabdha is like the twin flame separation, So actually, my real prarabdha says that I will be separated for X number of years. Okay, it shows in my chart. But if you do spiritual work, the prarabdha reduces. Okay, so for example, in this situation where I was involved in a police case, the prarabdha was probably quite intense. But because I do my daily spiritual practices, like I say the Mahamrityunjaya mantra and stuff like that, so the prarabdha gets reduced. But still, you can't escape prarabdha. Prarabdha is prarabdha. You can't escape it. If you are not paying 100% of it, you have to pay at least 50% of it or 30%. So the situations came in front of me wherein I had to take a decision, forced to take a decision. I wanted to delay the process, but I couldn't. So this is how karma is, and this is how the planets affect you. But thankfully I heard my guides, I heard my team. And the most interesting thing is, when I woke up today morning, I felt my twin. The first thing I felt in the morning was him hugging me, because I felt that sexual energy. And I told myself that, oh my God, I'm in such a difficult situation. I'm trying to take the right decisions in life, and I'm trying to connect with the right people. And things are difficult right now because I'm dealing with this annoying neighbor. And how is it that I'm feeling so relaxed and loved and almost sexual early in the morning? Like, it was like 5:30 when I woke up, and I'm feeling this sexual energy, I'm feeling this loving energy, I'm feeling like someone is cuddling me, literally. That is because your twin flame, your 5D twin, exists with you in your Merkabic energy field. The Merkaba is your energy field where the male and female aspects exist together. So this is how eclipse affect us, and this is why people say delayed decision making for a month or two. Don't get involved in arguments. This is what happens during eclipse and transits. Your decision making gets clouded. Your analysis gets clouded till Mercury is having some affliction in the transit, like how it was in Scorpio. But if you're doing your spiritual work, you are saved. You're saved from making the wrong decisions. An identity. I have experienced one thing, that people always choose their identity. They don't choose what is love. They don't choose what is truth. They even go against their guru for identity, and it is understandable because that's the whole ego game. That's the whole ego attachment, and that lies in your solar plexus. The ego attachment. People will always choose the like identity, and they will reject the identity that is not like them. And this is a common starseed experience, not a big deal, and everybody knows about it in the community. But it is just for us to clear our karma. The main reason starseeds get rejected so much is because they have an immense power of pulling in 5D timelines. They have that immense power. And till the point you are running away from this power, till the time you are running away from this power, you will keep attracting people that are rejecting you. Because you have to clear the identity karma. Whether you are a light worker, whether you are a starseed, whether you are a twin flame, whoever you are listening to me, or whether you are simply a person who has just begun to awaken. That's how you create your reality, by honoring your identity, by letting go people that are not belonging to your identity, having boundaries with them. So what happens is you free up energy, and this freed up energy goes to your higher self, goes to your soul. And when it goes to your soul manifests the 5D timeline for you. But for that you have to free up the energy from this karmic entanglement. In simple words, until and unless you let go of the wrong identity people in your life, you will not find the right identity matches for you, whether it's a personal relationship or a professional relationship. You have to know who you are, you have to love who you are, and you have to seek other people who resonate with who you are. As close a resonance you can find. As close of a resonance that you can find. And again, this is still a complicated process, because you don't find the people you want just like that. Your karma needs to clear out, your karma needs to balance out, and the blockages need to get cleared. It's only then the right people come into your life. So do your work. Do your work. Okay? So I'm signing off for today, and learn to know your identity, honor your identity, and seek like identities. Okay? And this is the function of the sacral chakra, wherein all the spiritual people can find people who are more of a match to their identity, or at least who respect their identity, in the least to say. So good night here from India, and my love to all of you, and I will see you soon.